Hey guys, it's Mr. Smiley here. I've been working some Mass Valk stuff and been struggling with my funneling. I've been using the Queen Walk to get one side of the funneling, and then I've been trying a couple other things to for the other side to make sure that the Valkyrie don't run around, either in ring bases or like Dragonflower bases. And so with the new bowler buff, I decided to try to incorporate bowlers into the attack, and the results have been pretty outstanding. So I wanted to show another rating video. I uploaded two early ones from a couple nights ago onto the channel, just to kind of show what I've been working on. I've been tweaking this and sharing replays, and we've actually had a couple war attacks now that kind of show the versatility and the effectiveness of the strategy. So basically, the goal is to get a bunch of Valks and some damagey spells into the core and rip this base out. And the way to accomplish that is to funnel. So you're going to have the Queen Walk on this side, and then on this side you're going to have bowlers. And so I've tried a couple things. Tried to, four bowlers, three bowlers, bowlers with some giant blockers. But what seems to be working for me right now is six bowlers and then two healers and then pre-dropping the rage. So as soon as you drop those bowlers, they start taking out defenses, and that will take out like this cannon, probably save one bowler just by pre-dropping the rage. And so they're going to use their range to get in pretty deep here. Queen's going to start coming around here and taking out some defenses, and then you're going to release the Valkyrie, and they're going to go into the core. And so I've been trying with a couple two jumps, one jump, a heal combination, haste, earthquake. A lot of stuff works. The once you get the essential funneling part of the attack down, there are a lot of different tweaks and variations that you can use. So I'm going to start up here with the queen and four healers. Uh, Most bases, if you can keep the queen out of expo range, she should be okay with four healers. And there you can see it looked like I did a misclick with the rage drop, but it's a pre-dropped rage, and Ash had a nice tip on that on his channel this morning that says that the bowlers will typically clump together, cluster together. For the healers, a lot better if you pre-drop the rage, and it seems to be working not only for that, but just to get the bowlers doing their damage earlier. So you can see there the queen chewed through that wall and started doing the funneling. I like the freeze on uh, the first Inferno. That'll catch Clan Castle. That'll prevent the Valk from melting before they get into the core. And so there you can see the poisons down there. You can also carry a couple hogs for a lure. I've been finding just freezing the clan castle and dropping a couple poisons on that, or one poison is usually enough. And then the jump is to get back out of the core. So you want to rage to get through the front of the core, rage, freeze, and you could also carry a heal there too if you wanted. So rage, freeze, heal at the start of the core, and then the jump to get back out when half your Valkyrie have probably died. So there you can see the queen will enter the base, and at this point it's just going to be like most of our other, Valkgasm, Valkomatic type attacks, where they're just going to run around and clean up one defense at a time. And let's go ahead and fast forward to that. Without much danger there, have a couple of minions in the comp just to help with cleanup. So there you can see the basic comp. I think I've been playing more with having a heal instead of the third rage, but play around with that. The core part of the comp is probably the jump, at least two rages, and then a freeze, and then you can play around with what that fifth spell is. So let's go ahead and let's see a couple of war attacks that we had this war that's almost over. Um, so I've been sharing, about a dozen of these in our clan chat, and Terpso1 has been playing around with bowlers for a while in war attacks, adding them to the Valkgasm comp. So he decided that he was going to start with this one. He's going to have max bowlers in the clan castle, 4 of them. And so he's going to start, I think he starts his queen walk down here. Uh, and you really want to, if you're going to lure out that clan castle, you want to, when you're scouting a base, you want to make sure you know where the infernos are and try to attack the infernos one at a time. You want to make sure you know where the expos are, and you keep your both your queen and your bowlers out of expo danger. Those expos will just rip them up. And then you want to see where the clan castle is, and you want to ideally drop your queen as close to the clan castle as possible so that these 2 hogs can get that lure and he can drop his poisons and kill the clan castle before sending all the Valkyrie in there. Especially if you've got some airborne troops, you don't want to ideally rely on sending your Valk pack into that mess. If you have a heal and a freeze and some poisons, you can get past it. But let's just go ahead and watch this attack. Sorry. So he has the queen down here. He's got the bowler pack up here, and then he's going to send his kill squad through here. And he's using the 2-jump version, which you can see with some of my earlier raids is also really effective. So especially on these Dragonflower bases that have, where you need to steer your Valkyrie to specific compartments that have the Inferno, I think the 2-jump is probably going to work out better for you against box bases and a lot of others where you have a clear path to the first Inferno. I don't think that you need that second jump, and you can keep the 1 jump for the back end, like on that other attack. So there we go with a, he's dropping the queen walk. You have your hogs to pull that lure. He's got some loons and some archers and wizards in the clan castle. He's just going to make quick work of that with the poisons. Double poison those loons. You can see he picked a nice spot where he's only taking damage from 1 point defense after he removed that first one. So he's going to have the giant block for his bowlers. Unfortunately, when he drops his healers, the healers decide that since the bowlers aren't damaged, that they're just going to go over to the release of the Valkyrie, which ended up not being a big deal. And as you can see there, the bowlers do start the cleanup process with their premature victory lap. We've got a jump there, which he specifically wants to just get into that first Inferno compartment, and then that second jump will just lead him directly to that second Inferno. So for mass Valkyries at Town Hall 9, you really don't need the jumps because you don't really care that much about where they go. They're just, as long as they're inside the base. When you're dealing with Infernos, you absolutely want to target your Valkyrie pack, and so jumps become very important at Town Hall 10, whereas Town Hall 9 they are not really, and you're better off just with rages. And there you can see as we get to the back defensive rind of this Dragonflower base, he's got both heroes up. He's got a bunch of Valkyries running around outside that not only are cleaning up the trash buildings, but then acting as kind of a tank for his heroes to do work and destroy the remainder of this base. King's going down, but still up, tanking for the queen, and then he's got his queen still pretty close to full health and only has 1 point defense to take out. And so there he's going to take out that Tesla. And awesome job, 01. And so we've been trying it also as a 10 versus 11 attack. I did make a couple of mistakes here with this attack, but wanted to show this just to show that it can be tweaked a bit to make it an effective 10 versus 11 attack. Let's go ahead and move this up a little bit first. So this gives a lot of people problems because it's really big base and gives it, it's a pretty common style of Town Hall 11 base that is really tough to funnel, and so the bowlers are a nice way of doing that. So here I've brought 5 bowlers just because I've been playing around with I wanted 5 healers for the queen because these are max defenses, and I really was hoping that I could take out this expo here and then the queen could just wander around the base and pick up percentage at the end. Ended up not really playing out that way, but then So all 5 of those healers are for the Archer Queen. Instead of the healers on the bowlers, what I have is a Golem Distract. And my mini has been hanging out in Reddit Force, and they have some Town Hall 11s, and I was watching a bunch of the replays, and a lot of them do use the Golems as a distract. I tried a couple of Town Hall 11 attacks just using raged healers on the bowlers, and the Eagle just melts them instantly. It just incinerates them. So the Golem is there both to tank for the initial start of the bowlers and then also to act as a distract for the Eagle. So ideally you want to place your bowlers a little bit further away. I included a couple of wall breakers just to get that Golem inside the base a little bit. So you're going to have your Archer Queen taking out this part of the base, and then you're going to have your bowlers take out, hopefully, this chunk, and then the Valkyrie, with all these buildings so close together, will just come up through here. You're going to have a jump here, and then like with the other attack, you're going to freeze that first Inferno. We're pretty sure there were some giant bombs right here, so you want to freeze, heal, poison the clan castle, which I did not do well here, and then you want to drop the rage in here and just core out this base. So let's go ahead and start watching the replay. This is still a pretty decent attack, a 62% on a spread open Town Hall 11 like this. That's gives a lot of attackers trouble. So a pretty surefire 2-star is not a bad thing on a base like this, but there's definitely some room for improvement. I think I should have dropped my bowlers immediately here. I'm allowing the queen too much room to walk up here, especially with these expos on ground. So there you can see I dropped the golem, dropped the wall breakers, pre-dropped the rage before I dropped the bowlers. There the golem is going to trigger the eagle and distract it. It's usually good for maybe 2 volleys. Bowlers are going to start heading in. Eagle then targets my Burger King, which is not that big of a deal. That's where I made the mistake there, is using my first poison on the archers. I did catch the loons in the freeze, but the 1 poison really only got them down to about half. That if I had had 2 poisons on those loons, it would have worked a lot better. If the queen had been a little bit further back, then I could have this expo would have been distracted by the core dive before it got to the queen. But that being said, you can see I did core out this base before everything goes down. 62%, not terribly disappointed. Room for improvement. If that queen's up, you can see I would have had plenty of time to just start walking around this base and start picking off more percentage and maybe even get to 3. So lots of potential. I'm gonna keep trying out tweaks to this strategy, but wanted to go ahead and show it for those of you who've been having funneling problems with Mass Valk and also looking for ways to incorporate bowlers into your attacks. So until